Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Little Eagle, South Dakota man is heading to federal prison after being convicted on multiple charges. On Monday, 40-year-old Chemo Littlebird Sr. was sentenced to life behind bars for aggravated sexual abuse of a child, 10 years for felony sex offense against a minor while required to register as a sex offender, and 5 years for tampering with a witness.
Court documents say Littlebird sexually abused an 11-year-old girl he was living with in 2016. Before the trial, he contacted multiple potential witnesses as an effort to persuade the girl to change her statement. A Sioux Falls man is behind bars after a pursuit that went through 3 states. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says the incident started just before 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon when deputies learned the man had cut his ankle monitor off. They found him driving around Canton and tried to pull him over. The suspect took off and led deputies and Canton police on a pursuit to the eastern part of the county, where it was called off due to dangerous speeds.
Later, Iowa authorities pursued the suspect into Minnesota, where Rock County deputies got involved. He then went back into South Dakota, where Highway Patrol troopers were able to stop him north of Sioux Falls. 31-year-old Vincent Whaler was arrested. He faces a list of charges, including escape and aggravated eluding. One man is facing multiple charges, including DUI after a crash near Rapid City. South Dakota Highway Patrol says it happened on Highway 44 Tuesday afternoon. An SUV tried passing a tractor pulling a sprayer when it hit the back of the sprayer. Both the SUV and tractor were sent into the ditch.
The driver of the SUV was thrown and then flown to Monument Health with life-threatening injuries. He was also arrested. The driver of the tractor was not hurt. Both lanes of South Dakota Highway 44 were closed for an hour and a half as crews worked to clear the road.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center. A chilly start to the day and not going to get a whole lot warmer today, Scott.
No, we'll have thick cloud cover across eastern South Dakota and Minnesota and Iowa along with it. A couple of rain showers for this morning. I think these will dissipate as we do go through the late morning hours and into the afternoon, and things should remain fairly light. We've had a couple of areas near a quarter inch or more in northwestern Iowa, and they may continue to add to that, especially during the morning hours. You see how it does extend from near Watertown, Huron, and just to the east of Chamberlain. Sioux Falls will continue with a couple of these isolated, very light rain showers throughout the morning. Temperatures are cool in western South Dakota as we have numbers in the 30s, a little warmer in eastern KELOLAND, as temperatures today will range from the 60s and 70s in western South Dakota to the 50s for highs in eastern KELOLAND. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thanks, Scott. South Dakota's June primary is just under 2 weeks away, but people are already getting involved through early voting. Minnehaha County Auditor Ben Kite says about 2,500 absentee ballots have gone out to voters. About half or more have been turned in.
In Lincoln County, Auditor Sherry Lund says 658 have been received out of the more than 1,000 ballots that have gone out to voters. All of those numbers include in-person voting. Election Day is June 7th.
Meanwhile, 100% of precincts in Minnesota's 1st Congressional District have now reported for the special primary election. The winner of the Democratic primary is Jeff Ettinger, garnering more than 64% of the Democratic vote. However, in the Republican primary, less than 400 votes separate the top 2 candidates.
Brad Finstead is in the lead with Jeremy Munson trailing. The 2 candidates have collected a total of more than 27,000 votes. The winners of the primaries will go on to a special election in August to fill the remaining months of the late Representative Jim Hagedorn's term. In November, there will be another election in the district. The winner there will serve a full 2-year term. Many farmers have lost some or all of their grain bins in this month's storm. Without them, they have no place to store their crops after harvest.
But the cost of getting new grain bins has risen and bins have become harder to get, making some farmers concerned about getting replacements in time for harvest this fall.
I think if Mother Nature blesses it, we'll get caught up. But the big deal is going to be supply on the grain bins to get that in by this fall.
Schooley says you used to be able to order a grain bin and have it put in about a month, but now he expects it will take several months to get his bins replaced.
The saying normally goes a firefighter rescuing a cat from a tree, but in Moody County it involves a sheriff and a grain bin. The incident started last Wednesday night when a resident in Eagan called saying her cat was on top of the elevator. Officials decided to wait and see if the cat would come down on its own, but learned he was still up there on Thursday.
So Sheriff Wellman climbed 70 feet to the top of a grain bin and got onto the catwalk. He was able to pick up the scared feline to bring him back to the ground. Authorities say he didn't resist or struggle and seemed to snuggle in for the climb down. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, forecast today, well, staying dry perhaps from the rain showers. I'm sure some of those felines don't like the rain, but, you know, the rain not welcome either for Watertown. It's so wet up here in the northeast. We really don't need that. However, into Minnesota, parts of, well, at least into northern Iowa, really there, the rain has been welcome. But there are plenty of areas that are way too soggy, and the temperatures in the last few days just too cool. Today, too, we're in the upper 50s, Sioux Falls. That's going to change. We're going to be looking at things really moving the other direction here at the end of the week. Already tomorrow, Rapid to Pierre, there could be a couple of 80-degree temperatures, and that's just the start of what's coming. The other part of this forecast is the thunderstorm outlook. Now, the air going into Thursday, Friday, not really conducive for thunderstorms, but by Saturday night into Sunday, then we're tapped into this stuff, and this is the heat and the humidity. Again, it's going to be waffling, but this battle zone is going to set up. It's going to keep setting up. It means we're probably going to go through a few cycles of chances of storms, and the Storm Prediction Center has already highlighted the first one. That's Saturday night, and then they've highlighted the second one, and, well, probably going to see a third one, and that would be Memorial Day. That's not out yet, but I just want to get you thinking about that, you know, as you make your plans for Memorial Day weekend, keep those, but keep in mind the weather will be stormy at times, and I don't think that should come as any surprise. We've been talking about this pattern now for a while, and I think it looks like we are going to heat up too. 85 to 90 in Sioux Falls, really good bet. Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day, Tuesday, all 4 days. We've got heat and humidity and a front nearby. So that kind of just, you know, boils it down, doesn't it? And Aberdeen, too, we're going to throw in some storm chances starting, I would say, Saturday night into Sunday morning is the first real chance here. But even Saturday morning, there could be some rain in North Dakota. We'll have to watch. Overnight lows will go up to in the 50s. Now for Pierre, we go pretty warm out the gate here Friday, Saturday. There's a tendency for things to cool back. All depends on where that front drapes itself here. And Pierre's going to find, you're going to be more in that sandwich zone here between the real volatile air to the southeast and the cooler numbers to the west. You work your way into the Black Hills by Tuesday. We could be looking at highs back in the 40s. We are already predicting snow next week in Wyoming. Okay, so that's what we're watching. Find out more details online at KELOLAND.com.